Good morning, gorgeous ones. I'm back in the cupboard today, just past 8. Now, this week we've been talking a bit about comparison. We talked about comparing yourself to social media and the fact that when you see a highly curated snippet of someone else's life, that's not real. So, real. I love talking real stuff. I'm a real person. I'm in my dressing gown. I really have no makeup on, and yet I'm really turning up here because I actually want to help change the narrative of what we see on social media, that it isn't curated, it isn't photoshopped, it isn't, I've got a makeup artist here zhuzhing my hair or anything like that. But the thing is, right, we automatically go to comparing ourselves, and it doesn't have to be necessarily with someone on telly or someone on social media. It can even just be our friends or our family, and it's trying to understand, why do we do this? So I spend a lot of time explaining our thought processes to my patients and to people in our group. And we have what we call some of our primitive responses. So these are automatic things that come from our brain, and in the animal kingdom, I guess they'd be called instincts. But we don't talk about instinctive human behaviour, although we should. We don't. Now, if we think about us as humans, we used to live in tribes, and we were hunter-gatherers. Basically, we all were hunter-gatherers. We had tribes. Every tribe had a little job. Every person within the tribe had a job. Now, the thing about this tribe is it was a very safe place for us to be. If we were in our tribe, the collective human brain made it a safe place. If we were alone, human, not very safe. We're quite vulnerable. We don't have claws, we don't have scales, we're not very fast at running. We're smart, but we have not a lot of physical attributes to survive in the wild by ourselves, going back over the tens of thousands of years that we've been evolving. So therefore, being in a tribe was good. So we'd look around and make sure that we're still all part of the tribe, our tribe, because again, as part of a tribe, you sort of, you had this collective identity. So this is what happens these days, is we still have that same instinct to be part of a tribe, to be part of that collective identity. And it's really obvious in teenagers who are, all about their friends and being part of their peer group. But even as adults, it's in there. And the thing is that it doesn't serve us well anymore in our modern day life. We don't need to worry that if we're not accepted by our tribe, that we're surviving, like that we're fighting for our actual survival. That's not relevant anymore. We don't have to worry that if we don't fit in with our tribe, we're going to be eaten by a lion. But our brain doesn't quite know that yet. So when you start finding yourself maybe comparing, the important thing is to say, this is what I say. I talk a lot to myself. I'm a bit nuts. But I would say, notice that I'm comparing myself, and I'll go, thank you, brain. It's okay. I'm quite safe. I don't need to compare. And then I do some active measures to make sure I don't do that. So, for example, if it was something on socials, I would go, If it's a one-off, no big deal. If I found myself constantly doing it with somebody or, somebody I might be following who for whatever reason is making me go to that comparison mode, I might just unfollow them. It doesn't mean I don't like them. It doesn't mean I don't value them. But what it does mean is it's triggering something for me, and I don't need to do that all the time. So it is perfectly fine when you find yourself comparing and that it's becoming problematic. Just stop following. Stop putting it out there and making yourself vulnerable to your instincts, okay? And recognize that that's all this is. It's just an instinctive behaviour that no longer serves us well. So hopefully that explains, my loves, why we tend to do it, okay? Because we often think, why am I doing this? It's instinctive. It's part of our DNA. It's part of our primitive responses. That was part of our survival. We talk a lot about survival mechanisms and how some of our, and I don't like to use the phrase maladaptive, but they probably are maladaptive to our current modern society behaviours and thoughts exist. And it is often survival mechanisms from our more primitive days. All right, darlings. Now, Easter's tomorrow. Good Friday's tomorrow. Easter's on Sunday. I'm taking a little break off social media for the next 4 days. Yay. And getting back to my knitting. As I said, I might post a few pictures of my socks. I'll let you know how I go. And today, look out for it, because I'm going to post a picture of my poor dogs who look very bald, and they're a little cold this morning. So, top tip: don't miss your dog grooming appointment. All right, bye, darlings. Have a wonderful day. See ya.